the honest man of small-town America. In the heart of small-town USA lived an unassuming man named Jack Turner. Jack, a man in his early 50s, had lived his entire life in this town, a place where everyone knew everyone and where the clock seemed to tick a bit slower. His home, a modest, weather-beaten house on Maple Street, stood as a testament to his simple and unadorned life. Jack worked as a janitor at the local high school. His salary was meager and barely enough to cover his basic needs, but he never complained. He took pride in his work, ensuring that the school was always spotless and welcoming for the students and staff. Despite his financial struggles, Jack was known throughout the town for his integrity and honesty. One crisp autumn morning, as Jack was sweeping the hallway, he noticed something unusual under a bench near the main entrance. Curious, he bent down and picked up a small leather wallet. It was old and worn, but when he opened it, he found it stuffed with a substantial amount of cash and a few credit cards. Jack's heart raced. The sum of money inside was more than he earned in 6 months. For a brief moment, the temptation to keep it flickered in his mind, but his conscience quickly extinguished the thought. Jack took the wallet to the principal's office. Mrs. Collins, the principal, was known for her stern demeanor, but today her face softened as Jack handed her the wallet. She thanked him, and together they decided to find the owner. A few hours later, a frantic student named Emily rushed into the office. Emily was a senior, known for her academic excellence and involvement in numerous extracurricular activities. She had been saving for a trip to visit colleges, and the loss of her wallet had devastated her. When Mrs. Collins handed it back to her, tears of relief streamed down Emily's face. She insisted on thanking Jack in person. "Mr. Turner," Emily said, her voice trembling with gratitude, "I can't thank you enough. This money means so much to me and my future. You're a hero." Jack smiled humbly. "I'm no hero, Emily, just doing what's right." Word of Jack's good deeds spread quickly throughout the town. People praised him, but Jack remained modest, insisting he only did what anyone else would do. Yet, everyone knew that honesty like Jack's was rare. A few weeks later, Jack received an unexpected letter in the mail. It was from the mayor's office, inviting him to a special ceremony at Town Hall. Jack was puzzled, but accepted the invitation. On the day of the event, he arrived to find a large crowd gathered. The mayor, a charismatic man named Mr. Thompson, took the stage and began to speak. "Ladies and gentlemen, today we honor a man whose actions remind us of the true spirit of our community," the mayor announced. "Jack Turner, please join me on stage." Blushing, Jack stepped up to the podium. The mayor presented him with a plaque recognizing his honesty and a small monetary reward. Jack thanked everyone, expressing his deep appreciation for the community's support. The recognition did not change Jack. He continued his work at the high school, and life went on as usual. But the story of Jack Turner, the honest janitor, had a lasting impact on the town. It inspired others to act with integrity and kindness. One particularly harsh winter, the school faced budget cuts, and Jack was laid off. His already precarious financial situation worsened, and he struggled to make ends meet. The townspeople, however, had not forgotten Jack's honesty. They rallied together, organizing fundraisers and donations to support him. A group of parents even started a petition to reinstate him at the school. Touched by the community's support, Jack was moved to tears. Despite his hardships, he never lost faith in the goodness of people, and soon his fortunes began to change. One day, a stranger arrived in town. He was a wealthy businessman named Robert Evans, who had heard Jack's story from a friend. Robert owned a cleaning service company and was looking for a trustworthy manager for a new branch in the neighboring city. Impressed by Jack's reputation, Robert offered him the job. Jack hesitated at first. He had never held a managerial position and was unsure if he was up to the task. But the townspeople encouraged him, reminding him of his dedication and integrity. With their support, Jack accepted the offer. The new job came with a significant pay increase and benefits, something Jack had never experienced before. He threw himself into his work, bringing the same level of dedication and honesty that he had always shown. His team respected him, and under his leadership, the new branch thrived. Jack's life had changed dramatically, but he remained the same humble man at heart. He continued to live in his modest home, now better maintained, and never forgot the community that had stood by him during his toughest times. Years later, at a town reunion, Jack was invited to speak. He stood before the crowd, many of whom had known him for decades, and shared his gratitude. "This town has given me so much," he said. "Not just support, but a reminder of what truly matters in life: honesty, kindness, and community. I'm proud to call this place my home." Jack's story became a legend in small-town USA. It was a tale told to children and newcomers alike, a reminder that even in the most modest of lives, greatness could be found in the simple acts of honesty and integrity. Jack Turner's legacy lived on, a beacon of light in a small town that knew the true value of a good man. The Honest Man of Small-Town America, Part 2. As the years rolled on, Jack Turner's story continued to inspire the people of small-town USA. His actions had sown seeds of integrity that blossomed into a community rooted in honesty and mutual respect. After Jack's speech at the town reunion, he returned to his life, balancing his responsibilities as a manager with his involvement in the community. He often volunteered at the local food bank and participated in town meetings, always looking for ways to give back. One spring day, Jack received an unexpected visit from Robert Evans, the businessman who had given him the job at the cleaning service company. Robert had been impressed with how Jack had managed the branch, and he had an exciting proposal. "Jack," Robert began, "I've been thinking a lot about expanding the business even further. I want to open a new branch in another state, and I can't think of anyone better suited to lead this expansion than you." Jack was taken aback. He had grown comfortable in his role, and the thought of relocating and taking on even more responsibility was daunting. But Robert's faith in him and the encouragement from his friends and neighbors gave him the courage to accept the challenge. In the following months, Jack prepared for the move. He spent time training his successor at the current branch, ensuring that the transition would be smooth. The town threw him a farewell party, celebrating not just his new opportunity, but the impact he had made on their lives. Jack's new assignment took him to a bustling city a few states away. The pace of life was much faster, and the challenges were greater. But Jack approached his new role with the same honesty and dedication that had always guided him. He worked tirelessly to build a team that shared his values, fostering a culture of integrity within the company. His efforts paid off. The new branch flourished under his leadership, earning a reputation for excellent service and reliability. Jack's story continued to spread, and he became something of a legend within the company, a symbol of how integrity could lead to success. Back in small-town USA, life carried on, but Jack's influence was still felt. Inspired by his example, the town established the Jack Turner Scholarship, awarded annually to a high school senior who demonstrated exceptional honesty and community service. Emily, the student whose wallet Jack had found years earlier, was the first recipient of the scholarship. She had gone on to college and returned to the town as a teacher, dedicated to instilling the same values in her students. One winter, Jack received a letter from Emily. She had been working on a book about the town's history and wanted to include a chapter about him. Honored and humbled, Jack agreed to share his experiences, hoping that his story might inspire future generations. Emily's book, The Heart of Small Town, was published to widespread acclaim. It told the stories of the town's residents, their struggles and triumphs, with Jack's tale at its core. The book became a symbol of the town's values and was even used in the local school's curriculum. Years passed and Jack eventually retired. He returned to small-town USA, where he was welcomed with open arms. He spent his days gardening, reading, and enjoying the company of old friends. Despite his success, he remained the same humble man he had always been. In his later years, Jack took up mentoring young people in the community. He shared his experiences, teaching them the importance of honesty, hard work, and kindness. He often told them, success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about how you achieve it. Always do what's right, even when no one is watching. Jack's legacy continued to grow. The Jack Turner Scholarship expanded, with contributions from grateful residents and even from people who had heard his story from afar. The scholarship funded not only college education, but also vocational training and community projects, furthering Jack's impact. In his final days, Jack reflected on his life with a deep sense of contentment. He had faced hardships and challenges, but he had always stayed true to his values. As he looked out at the town that had shaped him and been shaped by him, he felt a profound connection to the community he had loved and served. Jack Turner passed away peacefully, surrounded by friends and neighbors. His funeral was a town-wide event, attended by hundreds who came to pay their respects. They shared stories of how Jack had touched their lives, each anecdote a testament to his character. A statue was erected in the town square depicting Jack with a broom in one hand and a plaque in the other, symbolizing his humble beginnings and the recognition he earned. The inscription read, "Jack Turner, an honest man, a true hero." Jack's story continued to be told, a reminder that integrity, humility, and kindness are the true measures of a person's worth. In small-town USA and beyond, Jack Turner's legacy lived on, a beacon of light guiding others to live with honesty and compassion.